And my man Jacoby's got first in football.
We start with former Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer. He spoke about his new position as Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator.
What? Hey, that is, confidence inspiring. That's the leader of men right there. Yeah, I know Greg Jennings loves him and played for him, but that is not the type of press conference that, if I'm a Cowboy fan, makes me all moist. That's the kind of press conference that makes me go, ay, ay, ay. Well, I hope we're all in for 2025 because we ain't winning it this year.
When we talked about this position and hiring this position, we talked about it as it potentially being a Mike McCarthy replacement. Do you think Zimmer is a potential McCarthy replacement?
Well, I think anyone there's a potential replacement if things go really south for the Dallas Cowboys. And by the way, for me, there's just too much talent on that team and roster on both sides of the ball for them to go south in that manner. And by that I mean, are you really getting out to a 1-4 start next year where all of a sudden Jerry Jones knee-jerk reacts? Highly unlikely, because they do have too much talent to have that kind of start to a season. But again, you had a guy in Rex Ryan who's the antithesis of what I just saw out of Mike Zimmer. And I'm not saying those press conferences indicate or even dictate whether or not you're going to be really good at your job. And this isn't like an unknown hire. Mike Zimmer has a legitimate grade A resume as a coordinator and coach in the NFL. I want to be clear about that. He is a more than competent coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. The problem is that, me included, we now live in a world where we want our hires to win the press conference. We want our guys to come out and dominate the press conference, knowing that it don't mean a damn thing as to whether or not they're going to be a good coach or coordinator or not. We've seen great press conferences turn out to be bad coaches. We've seen terrible press conferences turn out to be great coaches. So it does work both ways. But we're all looking for that edge. We're all looking for that guy that we're going to say, that's my guy. Oh, yeah.
Fight his kneecaps. Follow him in the battle.
And again, that doesn't mean Mike Zimmer's not going to be good at his job. He's a very competent coordinator. But when you juxtapose that against what you know you would have gotten yesterday or today with Rex Ryan as the hire, it's disappointing.
Yeah, but
if I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm not going to – look, I'm not happy today. I'm not.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you have Jerry Jones to win the press conference for you, right? Nobody's ever going to pull the mic away from Jerry. I think this hire is more about a culture change because there's a reputation that came along with Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn when he was there, as they were player coaches, right? They were nice guys who were able to adapt to players, who kind of get the guys to kind of be in one accord. You said it time after time. It was always Dak Prescott walking off the field ahead. The team the side of the ball that let them down was the defensive side because of missed run fits, going rogue on the back end of the defense, not being able to get the pass rusher, not doing what they were supposed to do within the scheme of Dan Quinn's defense. So now you have a guy who's going to be a culture change. He's going to be a hardo. He's going to hold everybody accountable. And I think that's what Jerry wanted at the end of the day. Because I think people will go play for Rex Ryan, but it's different if you know a guy who's going to hold you accountable and bust the ball.
And look, that's what I said. Mike Zimmer's a competent coach and competent coordinator. It just doesn't make me happy. Like, I'm not like going, hey, this is it. We got the right guy. That's all.
He said something interesting in that press conference. He said that he's familiar with the Jones family, and Stephen and Jerry Jones, and he's been there before. And that made me think, he's comfortable to the Joneses. They know him. So they know what they're going to get from him. And I think Rex Ryan represents a little bit of an unknown, a little bit of a variable that they're 100%. Not comfortable with. So I think this is them making a safe hire, someone that's been in the building before, and not taking a chance on someone like Rex Ryan. You understand, which is a mistake in my opinion.
When he was there, when he was running his 4-3 scheme, they had like Lavoy Glover, Dat Wynn, they had Darren Woodson. So there's an old school feel that Jerry appreciated because that's when the Cowboys was on the rise. Now I think he's looking at this team. He has the talent. He has the edge rusher and Michael Parsons. Schematically, they were all over the place this year. And I think a large part of that because as much as the guys respected Dan Quinn, they didn't fear Dan Quinn. I think Jerry wants a little fear in the building. You have that with Mike Zimmer.
Yeah, I'm a Jacoby on this one. Look, I know he was back there when Barry Switzer was the head coach, so he has old school 20-year-old ties to the Dallas Cowboys. But it's why I keep saying that Jerry Jones isn't Jerry Jones anymore. This is the safe pick. We know who this guy is. We can totally control him. Mm-hmm. He's not going to say anything stupid. He's not going to be out there and undermining Mike McCarthy publicly or privately. And to me, he He's still a competent coach, but this is Jerry Jones not being Jerry Jones. That's all. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.